You've just won $60 million in the lottery! The super hyper mega bold mega lottery! Yeah! Brothers and sisters, I don't know how to say this, but lottery is a sin. Please, I urge you, do not engage lottery. It's a sin. You know, in England we have this thing called Lotto 649 or something like that. I can't even remember, I haven't been there in so long. But in England they say, well, a portion of it goes to charity. So Muslim brothers and sisters will go, well, it's going to charity, so technically we're giving to charity, right? So they go and engage in this sin. But the question is, if you won that money, what would you do? Do you know that the 90% of people who win the lottery end up worse off for having won the lottery? Within 10 years, they are worse than they were before. They're more in debt, right? And all they have is a nicer house, which soon gets taken away from them. Because think about it, having a nice house, and if you are not earning enough money, you are going to have to pay taxes on that house, which will destroy you because it'll be more than any job you can earn money from. Plus you've been out of the workforce for 10 years because you've been cruising around the world on your lottery winnings. And people are like, well, that's 90% of the people, that won't apply to me. You know, 100% of the people claim that the 90% of people won't apply to them. Right? 100% of people claim that they are the 10%. And yet 90% of those people end up in poverty. So I'm urging you, brothers and sisters, do not take fruit from the tree that is lottery. That's rhyming coolness right there. Please, I'm urging all of you. Playing the lottery is a dangerous sin. It's like playing these things like Heart and Stroke Foundation lottery, which are basically the same. You're giving to charity. Because they want to, the devil, right? And this is the devil's trick. He's making you think that by engaging in charity with a chance of winning something back, then you're doing goodness. In truth, wouldn't it nullify the charity? And wouldn't it be worse for you if you won that money? If you gave $50 to charity, right? And you won on the Heart and Stroke Foundation lottery, you won a new car. Every time you're driving that car, you got to remember that that car came around from the sin of gambling. Because gambling is a sin. Remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, He tells us, you know, He urges us that even though some things have goodness for us, right? He urges us that even though they may have goodness for us, the sin that is engaging in those things is worse off for us. You know, people are like, whoa, white wine is good for the heart, it's bad for the kidneys. You know, you might have a great heart, but with terrible kidneys you'll die. I'm urging you, brothers and sisters, do not engage in these sins. You may think they are goodness, you may think they are fun, but they're not. The devil is laughing at you. He's got his finger out, he's like, ha ha ha, look what I got this Muslim to do. We are supposed to be the best of the best. The greatest nation on earth is the nation. We're the nation and the ummah of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. We are the greatest nation that has ever lived. Why? Because we followed the last prophet, peace be upon him. We followed the Quran, the greatest revelation to mankind. The Quran, brothers and sisters, is a living miracle. A living miracle. I urge you to read it and understand it, because I'm waving my hands like this and it's looking ridiculous, quite frankly. So I'm going to stop right now. Alright, sorry about that. Going to wave handy motion there. So yes, I'm urging you, brothers, sisters, do not gamble. If you win, it is far worse for you than if you just played for fun. Because all that money, all those prizes, every time you take part of that, that is sin money. You know, if somebody handed you a box full of cash and said that 20 people died for this, would you spend it? You might be tempted. And at that times when you're having hard pressed done by, you might be very tempted, and heck, you might even spend from it. But if I gave you a box full of cash and said everyone you loved died for that cash, you wouldn't touch it, would you? Because you would know that that would be a sin. So I'm telling you, do not play the lottery, because if you win, it is far worse off for you. Every time you spend from that money, it is a sin. So please, brothers and sisters, remember your Abdul Alameen. Remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remember that we are the Ummah of Muhammad, peace be upon him. Remember the greatness that is within you, and come with me. Come to goodness. Come to goodness.